Okay, don't make noise. All right, good evening, everyone. I'm so sorry for the delay. I, how many people are in the comment section? Oh my gosh. Please, just a minute, everyone. I'm sorry. All right, good evening, everyone. I don't know if anyone can hear me or see me. Okay, I think I have one viewer online. Good evening. Please, what's your name? Can you just indicate in the comment section? I'm waiting. Okay, we have just two viewers. Let's just wait for the trainees to come on board. Let's wait for about 2 minutes. Alright, I can see your comments, Mabel. Good evening, welcome. Please just let's wait for others. Okay, we have Matula here. Please, if you are just joining, introduce yourself in the comment section so I will know you are live with me. You have 1 minute to go. Please go online and tell your classmates to join this session. Please, please. Thank you. All right, I think we have Omoshewa here. Good evening, Omoshewa. So we'll start now. So good evening once again, everyone. So before we start, let's say a word of prayer. Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for this opportunity to learn and grow. Father, we ask that you guide this session. We ask that you open our minds, you open our hearts to learn and grow. That everything that will be taught here today, we add value to our lives, to add value to our career. In Jesus' name. Amen. So, good evening once again. My name is Emanuela Enugu, and I'm the host for today's session. Probably you know me as Elma. I'm the Elma who sends announcements to your WhatsApp group. So, yes, we're finally adding a face to the name. So, I'm Elma. You're very welcome to today's session. I'm so excited to have you all here. I can see Mabel online, I can see Omoshewa, and I can see Ramatula. You are very, very, very welcome to today's session. So, before we start, I would like to say a very big special shout out to Miss Angela Oludare. Thank you so much, ma, for this great opportunity and for creating a platform for this experience. Thank you so much, ma, and I'm also grateful for the privilege to host today's session. So introduce our speaker for today. I just want to know how you are doing in the comment section. Are you fine? How has your week been? How have you been coping with your courses? Has it been stressful or amazing, or you're somewhere in between? Please let's indicate in the comment section. Let's be fast because we have limited time. If you're online, if you can view me, please just indicate in the comment section. How are you doing? I'm waiting for your comments. Please, oh, nobody's commenting. Okay, I believe that we are all good. So, our speaker for today, it's time to introduce our speaker. Our speaker for today is Angela Oluwafadele, the Executive Director of Scaldis Training Institute and Scaldis Creative Solutions. Please, before she comes up, I want to see our clapping emoji on the comment section. Please acknowledge that you are here. If you are here, I want to see clapping emoji in the comment section before she comes up and share with us what she's doing. View, if you can hear, I want to see your clapping emoji. If you're just joining in, welcome, welcome. I can't see your clapping emoji in the comment section. She'll be live in a minute. Please, I want to know that you are here. All right, thank you, Bernice. I can see your Moshewa. Thank you. Thank you, Ramatullah. Thank you. So, without no further ado, let's welcome Miss Angela Olua Fadele for tonight's session. Thank you, ma. You're welcome to the session, ma'am. I'm so sorry for. I think I have issues with my network. I'm so sorry. You're welcome, Angela.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Can we hear me?
Yes, ma, I can hear you.
Okay, I think that my video is okay. All right, good evening, everyone. It's nice to be here speaking to our own trainees. So I can't see the comments. Let me see if I can enable that. Okay, now I can. All right, welcome Ramatilai, welcome Shewa, welcome Bernice, welcome Mabel. I'm glad to have everyone here on today's session. So I'm going to try to make it as short as I can because I know that these our instructor-led sessions are very long. But I need you to follow me even until the end. So today we're speaking on work readiness. It's called the Scaldis Work Readiness course. And the idea behind the topic for today is the fact that young people are actually not ready for work. If you understand what this means, you're not actually ready. You think that you're struggling because there are no opportunities, but you're actually struggling because you're not ready. And I believe that at the end of today's session, you're going to know what I mean by that. All right. So in 2026, work is about your capacity or your capability. Work is about your visibility and your reliability. I remember having a conversation with someone about how your work is, there are different people that can do work, but then they're not visible. And then there are people that can not do work, but they are visible. And so the person that is not visible will complain that, okay, why is everything going to the visible ones when I can actually do it better, right? And then the people that are visible would say there's no need to actually learn the substance, put yourself out there, and you're going to be getting jobs, right? So there's this dilemma between what do I actually need? Do I need the capacity or do I need visibility? And when we talk about work readiness today, we're talking about having everything together: visibility, capacity, but then something called reliability. Because if you've worked with young Nigerians, young Africans, you'd realize that we lack reliability. A lot of us lack reliability. Reliability in this context, I'm going to explain as we move further, but we have to understand at the start of this session that work is capacity, visibility, and reliability altogether. Capacity, visibility, and reliability. So, what does work readiness actually mean? Work readiness means creating a system or entering into a system and creating value immediately with minimal supervision. When you enter into a system, you can enter into an organization or a body, and then you can start creating value, you can start making good additions immediately with minimal supervision. You are said to be work ready. So, can you communicate clearly? Can you understand your tasks? Can you deliver without confusion? Can you solve problems without panic, without needing someone to guide you or hold your hands through? That is what we mean when we say you are work ready. So I want you to write these questions down in your notes or whatever, wherever it is that you're jotting right now, and ask yourself those questions. Can I actually do these things? Can I communicate clearly? Can I understand tasks? Can I deliver without confusion? Can I solve problems without panic? So if you're the kind of person that once you hit a roadblock, they told you to they told you to gather about 100 email addresses for something, this, that, and then you're wondering, how do I even do this? How do I do this? And before you started the task, you have signed out. That is the first sign that you are not work ready. Because being work ready means that you have the capacity to do stuff, you have visibility, of course, but then you're also reliable enough to get it done. So what would someone who is work ready do in that scenario? You would search online, how do I do this and how can I do it smart? Because it's not just about working hard. How can I do this work and how can I do this work smart? Okay, so I want us to make a distinction between your skills, between your degree, and between your proof of work. Because if I'm correct, a number of us, if not already graduates, are undergraduates, which means that you have a degree or you're working for one. Then your skills and your proof of work, how does this work together, right? So your degree is what gets you into the door. Your skill is the ability to remain inside the door or inside the room, and your proof of work is the evidence that you can actually deliver. Your proof of work is the evidence that you can actually deliver. So imagine that because you have done well in whatever academic endeavor you're in right now, you're given an opportunity for an interview or something, and because you have done well, you are accepted into it. You only stay or you only get promoted based on your ability. Based on your ability, what can you actually do when you are in there? So when you're working on your LinkedIn and you're calling yourself the best number one producer in the entire Africa, or number one what are we even learning here? Number one, copywriter. Number one, brand strategist. Number one, virtual assistant in the whole of Nigeria. Before you do that, ensure that you actually have the capacity, the skills to remain inside the rooms that you get into. Because yes, your positioning will open doors for you, but your value needs to keep you inside, right? But then there is something that is very important, your proof of work. You see, there are two angles to this. If you did not have proof of work before you got in, but you have the capacity enough to build proof of work while you're working, then you're good. You're actually work ready. Now, how can you build proof of work while you're working? So let's say you've been accepted to work somewhere as an email marketer, and you had no prior experience, but you just concluded Scaldis training, right? Okay, which means you actually had experience. You would have 1 month internship experience if you pass your internship qualifier test. Well, you would have a month internship experience, so you'd have experience. But then let's say that's only the only experience you have, and then you actually get a real job. When you do get a job, what do you do with it? Are you shying away from work? Are you turning down the hard task or the difficult tasks? Are you failing to research or get better at your craft? Those are the things that actually help you build proof of work for another endeavor, because that's not where you're going to remain all through your life, right? So let's talk about the other angle I was talking about. Having proof of work before you come in. So this is where building a portfolio, building online comes in, that you say, okay, you've been working here, share what you're working on to the world and stuff like that. So when you understand that you can actually build experience outside, you don't have to always look for a real job, or what do we even call a real job? Probably a salaried employment to build work experience. Those single tasks, those single projects that people give to you, they are part of what constitutes your proof of work, right? So those single tasks, those gigs, those freelancing projects here and there, you can actually use it to build proof of work as well. So I want you to understand that when you're talking about being work ready, just always think about proof of work. So you see people that they would say, okay, I want to do this because I want the experience, because I want to be able to add this to my CV, because I want to be able to add it to my portfolio. There is a reason they are doing it. There's a reason they're doing it. It's like if two people are brought to an interviewer and they see that someone has done this before and achieved these results, and they said this person has not done it, but this person says they can, and I can only hire one person, and this person that is also that has also done it before seems to be a culture fit for our organization, then I'll hire the person. I'm going to choose the organization first, no matter how beautiful you look or how smart you might sound, but I'm going to choose the person who has done it and who has proven themselves that they can continue to do it. So proof of work is very important, and that is why wherever you are right now as a trainee, you can also build proof of work. I know that there are activities in your courses, and there are also activities that instructors might have been giving you over the weeks, yes, over the course of weeks that we've been doing these sessions. So like, what have you been doing with these activities? What have you been doing with them? What are you building your portfolio somewhere? Okay, I worked on this. It does not have to be some grand project, but you should be building proof of work. And even as a trainee, you should be building proof of work. As an intern, you should be building proof of work. As an intern, are you someone that is running away from tasks? You're saying, I'm just an intern. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be given this responsibility. I don't want to be given this responsibility. This is actually a very timely session because you're going to be going on your internship placement soon. It is very important that you take proof of work seriously. You're going to be working with different partner organizations, and they're going to be giving you tasks. Please ensure that you're not being complacent about it, because whatever it is that you're doing would determine whether or not you get retained with these organizations. And it would be a very good plus if you don't have to start looking or searching for opportunities after your internship. They can just tell you, okay, once you're done with your training, come in, we would hire you as part of our team. So what determines that? If you're actually working, you're actually work ready. So I've been saying a lot of things about being capacity and being reliable, and I'm going to be saying a lot more about being reliable. But this is me telling you right now that you should be reliable. Ensure that you're reliable, and whatever it is that you're doing, record it. I speak to some of the people in Scaldis about how it's important to record whatever it is that you're doing in impact focused terms. So you worked on, you sent emails out. How many emails did you send out? What was the response rate or the average response rate? What was the average open rate? Learn all those things and be able to make sentences speak about what you have done in impact focused terms. So I was able to do this, I was able to do that, I was able to do this. It's different from when you just say, okay, I worked as an email marketer at ABC, or I worked as an email marketer at ABC with an average or with an expected email open rate of 85%, having, let's say, about 70 plus of our readers or 700 plus of our readers actually checking our emails and actively engaging with them. When you say that you differ from the person that said, oh, I was an email marketer. What did you do? I send out emails. So let's go to how you present yourself, right? If you say you're a writer or an email marketer or a brand strategist, what have you written? What have you strategized? What campaigns have you worked on? Do you have links to those videos? Do you have links or to those documents that you've created? Do you have those campaigns that you made? What was the result it had, the impact it had on the employer's business? So write it down. And if you know that you can't relate to these things I'm saying right now, these are stuff that you should keep for when you can relate, so that you can actually use it to record. As a writer, who have you written for? Where have you written? Have you published anything? As a writer, if you've not published anything, that's very bad. So because there are different free publishing sites, Substack, Medium, you can use any of them to actually start putting your name out there. Why? It's not even just about the popularity or anything. It's just when they ask you for reference to your work, you can just send a link. Okay, so let's move to something else. I think I noted a lot. Okay, so work is no longer one thing. Work is no longer just salaried employment or 9 to 5. Work ranges from freelance to remote internships to contract gigs to project-based work. And when you understand that you don't need a 9 to 5 or you don't need some salaried employment with one Chinese company to actually say that you're working online or you're actually making use of an opportunity, then you take the one you have seriously. As a trainee, as an intern, whatever it is, start working, start making impact. A day small paid gig, they just say, okay, I want you to help me to collate something into a document, is a yes, it's work. It's work. Imagine if you can get people to tell you to do that 5 days in a week. So just be intentional with whatever it is that you're doing. You don't need to have some grand thing at the start. Just be intentional with whatever you're doing. Volunteer strategically. Volunteer strategically. And when I say volunteer strategically, I'm saying that although volunteering roles are mostly unpaid roles, ensure that you're actually building something. So imagine how annoying it would be if you are volunteering for an unpaid role and yet you are still learning nothing for 6 months, 3 months, 1 year. You've learned nothing. You've built no proof of work. You've made no connections. You've built no network. Just imagine, right? So build experience before you work. Build experience while you're working. Build experience. Always think about what is in it for me. What is in it for me? If it's not a pay, it is experience. If it's not experience, it's knowledge. So you must be getting something. Why I believe that most students are not are not work ready. I want you to take this down because this is very, very important. And moving from that stage of a remote freelancer to someone that's actually work ready and is actually getting contracts and all, is understanding how to break out of these 5 things. Is it 5? Yes, 5 things I'm going to be speaking to you about. So number 1, you're waiting to be taught instead of figuring things out. So if you've been going through any of your courses and you've had an issue, and then because of that issue you just stopped and you stopped doing your courses, I want you to signify. I want you to signify. Okay. If because they gave you a task on something that you were not familiar with, you just decided, I can't do this thing, let me shy away from this role. It does not have to be an internship stuff. It can just be something in school, something in your fellowship, something anywhere. You just decided, because I can't undo this, let me run away. If that has happened to you, signify as well. Now, I'm signifying because I know that at least some years ago, I would have done something like that. But as a person, you should not wait to be taught all the time. You should not wait to be taught. There are different places where you can be taught. Aside from that, you have self-paced courses, which means that it will take very, 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 very good amount of discipline to get to open the courses and at least I want to learn this thing. Aside from the accountability that is being done for you, if you're not disciplined, you won't learn. So if you're waiting to be taught every Sunday, everything you need to know about being a brand strategist, everything you need to know about being an email copywriter, you need to know that you are already behind. Stop waiting to be taught. Figure things out sometimes. Figure it out. As a young African trying to do big things, you need to know how to decide, I want to do this and I'm going to get it done, no matter what is standing in my way. All right. So ensure that you're actually not just waiting around. You're actually doing stuff for yourself. Stop waiting to be taught. Learn, practice it. You know what? If you're even under someone, practice it. Then meet them. Is this good enough? Is this bad? Can I get a sample campaign I can work on? A sample article I can work on? Just give me something. Stop waiting to be taught. People that got opportunities did not just sit around. They did not just sit back and were deciding, okay, whenever something lands in my plate. All right. So please stop waiting to be taught. Another thing is you have to practice real world communication. So sometimes we are learning stuff, right? And you're not practicing it as though it were real, like you have a real client. So you see all those pages on probably Instagram, LinkedIn that they're talking to you about, okay, if I had a coffee brand, probably for brand designers, if I had a coffee brand, this is how I would design their logo, I'll design their motto, I'll design their this, that. That is what you're supposed to be learning. Ensure that whatever it is that you're doing, you're relating it to real world communication. As you're learning courses, as you're learning how to be a virtual assistant, think about it. If I have a real life boss right now and they ask me to do this, what would I do? How would I do it? If they ask me to book them a flight to Qatar, how would I do that? If they ask me to find and hire someone, how would I do that? So these are questions that you should be answering and practice it as though it were a real world scenario, a real life scenario. Another thing I need you to do is another thing I know you do and I need you to stop doing is avoid responsibility. So you know this thing where we do that, we say, okay, we don't want attention, we don't want people to think that we're being extra, those stuff, avoid it. All right. So sometimes you need the attention. You need the responsibility to actually be serious or be committed to what you're doing. So try your best to not avoid responsibility all the time. Try your best to not avoid that responsibility all the time. They said, who's going to be in charge of this? Someone should volunteer. You don't want to volunteer. Why? Because you don't want them to be calling you. You don't want to be the person responsible for this. But then when you do have a job, don't you think that you would have something that you're responsible for? Are we feeling this thing that I'm saying? So you know for a fact that you want a job, you want high stakes stuff, you want to be a global leader. Global leaders are responsible. And it does not just start from when you get that your global leadership position. It starts from now. It starts from now. So wherever you are, whatever you do, don't avoid responsibility. Who is going to be in charge of this? You can do it. Who is going to lead the team? You can do it. Who is going to represent us? You can do it. Who is going to be the bridge between these people and these people? You can do it. Stop avoiding responsibility. I want you to, after this session, challenge yourself. Just challenge yourself. Like, how do I get this done? First of all, take on the role, then figure it out. All right. So another thing that I need you to stop doing is being afraid that you make a mistake. Stop being in fear or living in fear that you make a mistake. It's true. As humans, we make mistakes. I think over the past 3 months, I have made a lot of mistakes. And it has just affected, okay, I know that, okay, I don't know this thing as much as I think I know. I'm not talking about brand strategy. I'm very good brand strategist. But I'm talking about something else. And this stuff has actually helped me analyze it better. So before I jump into thinking or giving my opinion about something, I'll just decide, okay, I know that I've made a mistake before. I know not to do it like that. So mistakes actually help you become better. Because not only do you know what to do, you know what not to do. Some people don't know. So don't be afraid of making mistakes. The only reason you might be afraid of making mistakes is if you have some idea of you in your head that is arrogant or boastful. If you are humble, you should not be afraid of making mistakes. So you've made a mistake, right? How do you fix it? Move on. Try not to make high risk mistakes. But like, just don't live in fear. Like, okay, what if I decide to take this role? Person that will be sending out emails every week. What if I forget one week? What would they do? You send in the next day, and then the next week you set an alarm or a reminder, and then you send it. Simple. Like, these are the things that these are the stuff you should be thinking about as a person. Don't be afraid. If you make mistakes, people will correct you. Of course, people should correct you. So stop living in fear that you're going to do something wrong, because it actually stops you from trying to do the things you should be doing. And another thing I need you to stop doing, and the final thing is, you don't know how to deliver under pressure. You know all these questions that they'll ask you, how well do you do under pressure? And then you say, I do very well, or I don't do well under pressure. I don't know. Pressure is simply high stakes situation. Like, you know what is at stake if you don't get this thing done, and then you can still get it done. Those are the people that lead teams. If you know that you want to be leading organizations, you want to be doing big things, and you cannot work under pressure, I'm not saying that intentionally go and look for pressure, right? I'm simply saying, whatever it is you are doing, try to deliver. Whether or not you have a low, you have an early deadline, you have to quickly do something, just try to deliver. All right. Try to deliver under pressure. You can do it. People do it, and that's what's differentiating them from you, and they will choose them over you because they are work ready and you are not. In this life, it's just like having a client that said she needs something next week, and so you already planned that I'm going to start on Friday. But then imagine that this client says, oh, I just remember that I really needed this Wednesday, can I get it tomorrow? Would you say no, take it to somebody else, the million naira project? Or even if it's 50K, would you say no, take it to someone else? No. And then some people here, you don't know how to deliver under pressure. That means whatever it is that you're doing within that 24 hours, you don't know how to do it well. You're not going to get it done perfectly. Now, don't get me wrong. If you know that whatever it is that you are doing, you would not be able to do it. Like, it's just impossible practically for you to maintain your standards and still deliver. There is a way to go around that, and I'm going to address that in communication. But learn to deliver under pressure. Be that guy, that person that they know that, don't worry, this person will respond to you. Do you know that that's how people get jobs? It's just like one person will fail because somebody is not work ready. That's how life works. Somebody will fail, somebody somewhere will fail. And the only way you can take over from that person is if you are ready. So let's say someone fails. You know all these things where a caterer has failed or one copywriter has failed. Let me use our examples. One strategist has failed. The campaign did not work, right? And they need something, they need an idea before Saturday, next Saturday. But then they said, who can we call? Someone that you have worked with and you have not disappointed would say, call this guy, he won't disappoint. Call this babe, she won't disappoint. So that's how you should think. I deliver. I solve problems. I've worked on different teams, and one problem I know that we face as young Africans is the ability to solve problems. You have hit a roadblock, so find a solution. There's a solution somewhere. Find a solution, think about it, research about it, ask questions about it, try some other method. Be intentional about what you do. Tell yourself that I deliver. Even if others don't deliver, I deliver. Okay, so I want to rush through this because I really want us to finish early. But I want you to tell me in the comment section, what skill can you deliver today that will make you 10,000 naira? Like, you need to make 10,000 naira right now. What's the one thing you know that you can do that will earn you 10,000 naira? If you respond as quickly as possible, I'm going to address it, and I might probably teach you something about making money, even when the stakes are down, the chips are down, or even when it doesn't seem like there is no source, nothing is coming in, how to actually fend for yourself. So if you can respond as soon as possible, what skill can you deliver that will make you 10,000 naira in the next 24 hours? And how do you think you can get it done? All right, so let's go to communication. Communication as a professional, as a freelancer, is very important. ensure that there is clarity, ensure that there is structure, ensure that there is respect of time. So if you're someone that you don't know how to keep to deadlines, that's your first issue, your first red flag. If you're working with me, you cannot keep to deadlines. We've said deliver by Sunday, and it's Sunday and you are not delivering. You're not telling me something happened, there was no light in your area. So painful. Now, someone say, but there was no light now. What's the issue? Do you know what the issue is? I know that you don't deserve how much you've collected from me. Whatever it is, I know that you don't deserve it. Why? Because you could have mentioned on Friday that it seems like there's an issue with transformer. I don't think I'll be able to deliver by Sunday. However, I do think that if I'm given 24 extra hours, I will be able to deliver this to you at the same standard. That is someone I paid for. Are you feeling me? Are you getting what I'm saying? So, like, be a professional, and a professional is someone that communicates properly. So that there is clarity, you are clear, you're not ambiguous. What you're saying is not as if they're reading 2 minutes to it. Why are they reading 2 minutes to what you're saying? Be clear, have a proper structure, and respect people's time. So bad communication would be like, hello ma, I've done it. Or you can do something like, hello ma'am, attached is a document containing this, that. The whatever your deliverables are supposed to be, I would be on standby for the next 24 hours for you to review and let me know if you have any adjustments to make. Thank you for choosing to patronize us again. Now, I read that one and say, yes, I'm working with professionals, right? And so I know that I have 24 hours to, like, imagine you saying that and then the other person that just said, I've done it. If I wake up 5 days after and I say I want to review it and give you correction, why won't you agree? Why won't you correct it? Are you not the one that made the mistake? Think about it. But then if the person sees you already said you have 24 hours or I'm be on standby for the next 24 hours, and then the person remembers a correction like 3 days after, there are two things. The person decides not to because their window has passed, right? Or the person actually begs you, like, okay, I know that my window has lapsed, my window for corrections have lapsed, but then please, I really need you to make this correction. So you have control over your output, you have control over your deliverables, you have control over how many adjustments you make. Let me tell you that as a professional, there's something I do is, let me use research. So for research writing, you want to write something, this, that, you want me to write it for you, and you want to tell me that whenever you get the correction, you're going to give me the correction. No. You have the option of making one correction before this date and one correction before this date. Any other correction comes with an additional fee. So people like that, they will read it properly before they correct. And if your time has gone, it has gone. So it's not like you now wake up 6 months later and someone is telling you to make a correction to something you've done. Are you feeling me? So please ensure that you have proper communication skills. Then you should also have proper time and task management skills. So know how to get things done on time. I think I have some messages in the comments. Know how to get things done on time. I can write the content calendar and set the client's calendar. Okay, public speaking. For the person that said public speaking, who is going to invite you? Like, I know that I'm not saying that you're not going to be, but I'm saying that in the next 24 hours, you are sure that you make 10,000 naira. Like, who do you know that's going to invite you right now and pay you 10,000 naira? If you have, then your answer is correct. If you don't, then you have to keep searching. For the person that said content calendar, where will you find your clients? So I want to see your responses. Now let's go back to this. If you have a deadline for Sunday by 10 p.m. and they gave it to you by Monday, how do you structure your time to get it done before then? If I were you, I'll get it done before Friday. I might hold it till Sunday, but like, I'll get it done before Friday. And why am I going to get it done before Friday? Just to make sure that I have time to review and I'm not in a hurry. Even if anything happens, something happens on Friday and I cannot do it, I have Saturday. Something happens on Saturday and I cannot do it. Do you understand? So that is how you should prepare for contingencies, prepare for emergencies, prepare yourself. It's not as if you have an emergency and your client has to suffer for it. Have good time and task management skills. Please hold on. Okay. So let's go to ownership and accountability. Ownership means that you don't wait to be blamed, you don't give excuses, you solve or you escalate early, and you ask for clarification before proceeding. So they've given you a task now. How do you want to handle it? Write it out, prepare. You don't wait, like, okay, probably there was no light in your area. Let's use that example. There was no light in your area. What do you do about it? You take ownership of that. Don't wait. You can go to someone's house. You can go to a cafe. You can get it done some other way. Don't sit in your house and say there was no light, so I could not get your job done. Imagine, like, I want you to start thinking about the excuses we make. There was no light. There was no network. There was no, what else could I want you to give me excuses people make. Give me excuses people make that you think that right now, understand that they are not real. They are not real. You can do better. Don't wait to be blamed. Don't give excuses. Excuses that should not be made. Don't do that. And even when something happens, learn how to solve them. If you can't solve it, communicate properly. This thing has happened. We're going to solve it within this time frame. That is it. Not that I'm going to solve it at a time frame. Be clear, be structured with whatever it is that you're doing. So another thing is following instructions and thinking critically. Some of us here don't know how to just decide to just think on our own and come up with concepts. So you're working somewhere and the only thing you do is what they tell you to do. That's an issue. That's an issue. So if the only thing you do is actually what they tell you to do, that's an issue. What is your job description? What is the role of your team? To do this, that. Are we actually doing all of that? If you're not, then how can I do all of this? If you are, how can I do it better? So when you decide on your own that these are the things I want to be doing, and you actually make steps towards ensuring that you can get it done, you are acting work ready. You are acting work ready. Another thing I want you to take note of is digital professionalism. So you are going to be judged by how you text. You see, we make there are many memes about using shorthand like uh, DW, don't worry, for your clients. What else? What else? Cause I could not send the cause. You see all those messages. Just try to make sure that you are writing properly. Write properly. You are judged by how you text. I promise you. You are judged by how you text. You are judged by how well you respond, how fast you respond. For example, your client texted you last week. You just saw the mail this week, and you are not apologizing. Do you understand? And I see these things happen. Oh. They are not. It might sound to some of you like, oh, people don't actually. People do this. People do this, and you see that people are not work ready. So, but you are work ready, right? You have listened to everything and you're going to practice. So, how do you title your document? Someone asked you to help them to write their vision and mission statement. You now title the document 101, client 5. Can you imagine? So you have to ensure that everything you're doing is formal, right? And even as you everything you do reflect your professionalism. In that kind of situation, what can you, let's say the name of the client is Lotus Nigeria Limited. Lotus Nigeria Limited vision and mission statement draft one. They know that you put intention into it. They know that you put intention into it. So how do you submit work? You can submit on WhatsApp if that's your working relationship or that's your protocol. But then there are other different ways you can do it. Send it to them via mail. Hello, Lotus team. Attached is the first draft of your vision and mission statement for corrections. Do get back to us within 48 hours of receiving this email for with any amendments you may like to make. We are waiting on your corrections or something like that. Best regards, your name signed. So imagine that you sent it to them via WhatsApp. Mr. Sunday, I'm done. Please look through if you have any corrections. And this one, who do you think they would want to pay? It's like, you see all these things that I'm adding. You charge for it. Oh. You charge for it. You want to charge premium, but you don't want to send emails. You don't want to do Google Forms, and you want to charge premium. So those are the mistakes people make. You cannot charge high and not have high standards or deliver high standards. That's just the idea behind it. Then another thing is just be careful of how you type to people. You saw this thing that they sent you money, you said sin, thanks. Just ensure that you're just very, very expressive with your gratitude sometimes, because whenever people pay, they are using ad end money for your ad end, would I say service or ad? Yeah, so you have to ensure that your gratitude is commensurate with what you're doing, so that they know I'm comfortable with this person. Let me just keep coming back. So the idea is not just to find a client, the idea is to retain them with your skills, with being work ready. So learn how to use digital tools for your communication, for professionalism. You should know how to use Notion, Google Workspace. Learn how to blend into an organization. If they have a project management tool, use it with them. Learn how to use it. YouTube is your friend. All right. So before you deliver any work, ask questions. What is required of me? What does success look like? Like, okay, you have said you want me to do this, that. What would make you seem think that I have done well? What time do you need it? Who is the target audience? Is there a reference I should follow? So some businesses, they have a template they know that is correct though, or they just feel like this is what is correct and they're expecting that. So just ask sometimes, so that you don't have to stress yourself too much to give them another template. They're now wondering, you're now arguing over whether this thing is correct. So just always ask, is there a reference you think I should follow? Do you have something in mind? Learn how to collect feedback too. That's part of being work ready. Whenever they tell you this is not good enough, that is not the time to be defensive. Yes, you are good. You are a graduate of the Scaldis Training Institute. So you should be good. You should be very good, because you only graduate the good ones, right? Not everybody. But then whenever you do get feedback, learn how to accept it, because it's also another way to learn. You know that, okay, this person does not want to like this. You can learn about your client. Okay, you can just tell this person, I understand that this is your preference and I will help you to adjust it to that. Do you have any other correction? Simple. There's no need to say, "Ah, this is how we do it normally. Oh, your own is different." So please learn how to collect feedback. Learn how to use both quality and speed. So sometimes you should be able to deliver on time, but deliver something good on time. Not just whenever you now deliver on time, you know not do it well. So they tell you take your time. Do you understand? So learn how to blend quality and speed together. People love that. People love that. Anybody that can get you something done fast is a pro. All right. So when you're learning how to do something, you're not just learning how to do it, you're learning how to do it fast. So I've gone through a lot of things today. I've talked about building a portfolio, being intentional about your application and everything. So please let me know if you have any questions.
Well, thank you so much, Angela, for this impactful and insightful session. Like, I really learned a lot too. I must say, yes, I did. I learned a lot. So please, we'll open the floor now for questions. If you have questions for her, please just send it in the comment section. So I will read it out, then she will reply. Please, let's be fast. And I believe you all should have questions. She has shared a lot. So if you have questions, please send it in the comment section.
Okay.
I'm waiting. Ramatula, is this a, is, she said, okay, this is not a question.
Okay. Wait, let me address Ramatulai. So you said your clients could be someone who needs online
All
visibility
right,
around the season or period.
ma'am.
So creating the content calendar with a schedule will be very helpful. Yes, but you have 24 hours to find this client. How would you find? Shara said there's a lot to unpack. Do you have questions though? Because I'm here to answer your questions. Okay. So I think that if we do not have questions, you can drop a point, a principle that you have learned today. Just something you've learned, drop it in the comments. Um, I've learned to ensure that my communication is clear and structured. I've learned to, don't mention that one again, but I've learned to do this, I've learned to do that. You can drop it in the comments. Okay.
Please let's send our points. If you're on this live, please just make a contribution. What did you learn today in the comment section? Okay, I think someone has a question, Angela. She said, can a person have a dual identity on LinkedIn or any other platform? In other words, is it possible to operate in two niches? Is it possible to operate in two niches on the same platform without confusing your audience? Should I go again?
Okay. No, I can see the question. All
All
right.
right, ma'am.
So, yes, I do think it is possible to have a dual identity on LinkedIn or any other platform. And I can mention examples of people that probably do have dual identities. Tomike as a CEO of Malia that makes or sells wigs and hair stuff, but you also know her as an influencer, you also know her as an host, you also know her as, do you understand? And these are different niches, by the way. See me, there are many different people that do this or have dual identities. But you understand that building dual identities is not automatic. If you want to build it at the same time, you would have to pay attention to carrying your audience along with your lifestyle, not with a single niche. So even as a brand strategist, we will tell you to pick a niche, right? But then if you don't want to, there are different ways you can build it. It might be slower, but it might be slower, but people need to know that these are the different things that you're talking to me about. If it's three things, then you have to mention it to them. Okay, I am a this, I am a this, I am a this. And your content pillar, your brand principles, everything will relate or revolve around those different identities. So I want to check your question again to ensure that I'm eating it the right way. You can operate in multiple niches on the same platform without confusing your audience. The confusion it would be from the person. They cannot be confused if you're not. So how does the different areas of your life, how do they intersect or how do they intersect? So if you know how they intersect, you will know how to properly position it. If you know how they intersect. So this particular dilemma when it comes to dual identity on any platform can be solved with your content pillars and your content types. So how often do you tell them about different things that you do? How well do you tell them about it? How well do you blend it together? So those are the things that you can do to actually build on the same platform without confusing your audience. Just ensure that there is a fine balance between this and this. And this is what I do, this is what I also do. So that's fine. And at the end of the day, I don't want you to feel like you are boxed to do just a single thing on any platform because you are showing them your life. I know that you are trying to build money, a business or make money around something, but it's still your life. And if you need to make money from both areas of your life, then you need to put it out there. So whatever it is that you're doing, please be very intentional about your content type and your pillars and everything to just ensure that you can actually operate in those niches without confusing your audience. So you have to first find clarity before you can share it, if you understand. So let me know if you have answered your question. I can see another question. How can I find a client as a public speaker? So you see, the thing about public speaking is that you can make a call. I am a public speaker. I speak on this, that, and I like to speak for you, this, that. But then most people that get clients from that are people that have built a brand. The best way I know to find clients as a public speaker is to build a brand. People don't invite people, they invite brands. So when they say they're inviting Simi Dapsin to somewhere. They're not inviting Simisolu Soya or her name. They're inviting the brand, that person, my Pookies, the CEO of Simi Defined. They're inviting the people, what people know about her, to the event. So when you think about it, there's a reason they chose her, either because of her following or because of what she has positioned herself to be. If you want to be invited, position yourself to be what you know you want to be invited for. So you have to build an online presence. Like, people have to see you to decide to invite you. So what do they see you do? What do they think you are good at based on what you are putting out there? That is when they'll be inviting you. And another thing you can do as probably an upcoming public speaker is just keep mentioning that you are open to speaking opportunities, and don't always ask for paid opportunities at the start. So just keep pushing yourselves out there. They put you on a flyer, share it. They put you on a poster, share it. It's later in your trajectory that flyers will not really shock you again. But then at the beginning, please share, because people, there's this psychology that if someone else is calling this person, it means that they have enough value for me to call this person too. So you can go, and once you see that they invited this person, so this person actually knows this thing, let me meet this person, or let me invite this person as well. So just put yourself in people's faces, and that's how you get into the room. I think I'm seeing another question. It can be weird to ask for more time. So how does one ask effectively without sounding incapable? All right. So when you're asking for more time, there are different factors that should be put in place. First of all, when you're asking for more time, are you asking hours to the deadline for more time? You have to be prepared. Like, if you know that you need more time, ask early. Ask early, so that it does not seem as though, oh, you have failed me, then I need to get more time. It's just I know that there is a probability that I might fail you, and I want to ensure that I don't. So I need more time. That's the first thing. How much more time do you need? You must always mention it. Why do you need more time? You must always mention it. And when, even if you're mentioning that, okay, your transformer, something happened to it, you did not have network, you could not find something, a material, a raw material, whatever, ensure that you're adding that the another very tangible reason is because I don't want to deliver below standards. People, when they hear that okay, there is a standard, and if I don't agree to this, there is a lesser standard, they would agree. All right. So I don't want to deliver below standards. The reason I'm actually doing this is because I don't want to disappoint you. I understand how important this is to your business, and I want to ensure that you are getting the proper output. So kindly avail me for 48 extra hours to get this done, and I'm going to do this. And if you know that it's someone that is, I don't want to say a difficult client, but someone that deserves more, you can mention that, okay, you're going to get something free. So you're going to get a free call, you're going to get a free this. Just make sure that it's something, is an offer that they are interested in. So if I'm answering your questions, please let me know so that I know that I'm not wasting my time. All right. Uh, okay. Okay. So I think I've answered all the questions that are here.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you, Angela, for this powerful session. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Really, like God, thank you for taking our time to come and point to us. I will pray that God refills everything and strengthens you. Thank you.
Amen.
So we've come to an end of this session. We've come to an end of this session, and I hope that going out, like you're going home with something valuable. You've learned something so valuable. And the next thing on my list, okay? Let's just clap. Let's clap. I am Angela in the comment section. I want to see if you are live. I want to see your clapping emoji on the comment section. Please, let's just. I want to see it coming. I'm sending mine now. If you can see it, please let me know that you are here. I'm waiting for your clap emoji. All right. I think it's my network, but can you all hear me? Okay. Thank you, Bernice. Thank you, Bernice. Thank you. Thank you. So this is the end of our session, our today's live session, and An important reminder that our internship, thank you, Adebola, the internship qualifier test is this Friday, and I hope that you all are prepared. This is your chance to show everything you've been preparing towards. Give it your best. Pour out everything. Prepare very well for it, and we're rooting for you. So thank you everyone that joined. Thank you trainees for showing up. Thank you for our speaker. Thank you to Scaldis Training Institute and Scaldis Creative Solution. So we started with prayer. We're going to end with prayer. So Heavenly Father, we thank you for this powerful session. We thank you for the opportunity to show up. Thank you for all that we have learned. And we pray that this gives us great value in our career, in our future, in the name of Jesus. For in Jesus' name we've prayed. Amen. Thank you all for joining. Have a wonderful evening and a wonderful week ahead. Thank you.